Hey guys, this is Mel, and it is February 7th, 2018, and I want to talk to you guys about the Charmed reboot again that the CW has announced and has been planning for the last year. So, with that said, and timeline-wise though, guys, last year, January 5th, the CW had announced that they were going to do this reboot idea for Charmed. It said it was going to be like a prequel of sorts taking place in the 1970s with three witches that were not blood related to each other. I posted a video on the 9th about my thoughts about that. The link for that is down below. Now, in January of this year, on the 25th, the CW announced again that they have redeveloped the script with a new concept of the reboot taking place in the present day, and it's going to be a fierce, funny, feminist reboot that centered around three sisters in a college town who discovered that they are witches. So I'll definitely say from that, it's a lot better than the prequel idea they originally had last year. And now on February 7th, today, they had released the character descriptions of these new three sisters. And this video, I want to talk about that with you. But I'm going to try to do it in 5, maybe 10. But huge spoiler alert, guys, though, because I felt a lot of things after reading the description, so huge spoiler alert. If you do not want to know what to expect or who these core characters are going to be, don't watch this video. Don't even type up on the internet Charm Reboot, because you're going to get a huge spoilers just from the headings alone, which are going to entice you to click it and read it. And I have to tell you now, I kind of wish I didn't read it, because a lot of the stuff the articles have given me is stuff I wish I was able to see unfold on screen instead of having it told to me in an article. So if you're the type of person like me who would rather see something on screen develop and then make your own inferences from it and then see it develop, unfold, and just transpire in such a way, then don't hear what I have to say about the article. Don't even look up anything about the Charm reboot. Wait until it's actually up and ready to be watched. Otherwise, if you don't mind, continue watching. But for those of you who don't want to be spoiled, on screen should be a little timestamp of when you can kind of clue right back in or kind of skip ahead to hear about what I think should have been set in sights for this reboot, because this is take 3 and I keep forgetting to add stuff. So that's my huge spoiler, guys. So with that said, all the character reveals that I'm going to be talking about came from this article, TV Line. So there's that. They released character descriptions for the three sisters, for the three witches, and then they kind of gave you just a one line and a character name for a few other supporting characters. So first we get Macy. She is described as a witty, intense science nerd in her late 20s with a PhD in quantum physics, who is moving in with her boyfriend Gavin to Hilltown, Michigan to work at a university lab. And it says that Macy has reasons to believe that she is the sister of Mel and Madison, and her power is telekinesis. So from that we are to suggest that before this point, these three witches they didn't grow up together. So that's something a little different. I guess you can kind of say it's the reverse of what happened with Paige Matthews and Piper, Phoebe, and Prue. So there's that. Now the second sister is named Mel Pruitt. She's described as a strong-willed feminist. She feels deeply and is a bit controlling. She's in her mid-20s and she's a lesbian. And she is the sister of Madison. So at least Mel and Madison did grow up together. Now, in the wake of a tragic accident, the grieving Mel becomes angry, defiant, unkept, even violent, pushing away those who might help her, including her girlfriend, Detective Sojin. And Mel's power is the ability to freeze time. And then there's Madison, the younger sister to Mel. She's around 18-ish. She's athletic. She does Pilates, cheerleading. She's a college student who's pledging a sorority, and she is the complete opposite of her feminist sister with a desire to fit in. Madison is the one that's horrified to learn that she's a witch, and her power is hearing people's thoughts. So right off the bat, those are very descriptive things. There's definitely... Before I get into that, they also named Harry, who's supposed to be this devilishly handsome advisor for the three sisters. their version of the white lighter, if you will. Then they name dropped Gavin again, who's supposed to be Macy's documentary filmmaker boyfriend. And then they name dropped Brian, who is the ex-boyfriend of Madison, who's supposedly a sensitive loner. So anyways, those are what they gave in the article. And right off the bat with the three sisters, there's a lot of information in there I wish I had not read, because again, it's telling me instead of showing me. There's a lot of things I'd rather find out as I watch the show, or have them be revealed organically instead of them telling me, oh, this person's connected to this person. Because I always love it in a show, if a new character is brought on, I have no idea how they're going to be connected to the main cast. And then through their interactions, through their connections and stuff like that, and just the chemistry between them, I like that I'm left wondering, could something be more between these two characters? Is this person meant to be something more? Is this person supposed to be a bad guy, a good guy, just based off their interactions, instead of being told in this article the love interest of the three sisters, and just kind of where their headset's at. Personally, I would have liked the article just to tell me the personality of the sisters, and then what power they're meant to be, and then maybe the age, and that's pretty much it. And then for the supporting characters, so like the significant others and stuff like that, just tell them again what the age is, what the personality is, and that's it. Don't tell me in any way who is connected to who in this. So that's kind of why I gave the spoiler, because now I'm going to be expecting, okay, when I meet a guy named Gavin, okay, he's Macy's boyfriend. If I meet a girl named Sujin, then that is Mel's girlfriend, who is having distance issues. If I'm meeting a guy named Brian, then at least I automatically know that that's going to be Madison's ex. Or the guy named Harry is supposed to be in the know of their being witches. So that's something of an issue there. So for those of you who have returned and have skipped over what the source material revealed, I'm going to say this. Initially, right off the bat, ignoring the fact that instead of the sisters being named a letter P's, we get the letters M this time. So there's that similarity there. We're getting the starting ages of the three sisters being in their early to late 20s. It's pretty much the same as where, if not slightly older than where Prue, Piper, and Phoebe had started off in season 1. So there's that. So that's a similarity there. Also with the powers changed between the three sisters, which has me thinking of the Tomorrow People, a brief show that the CW had a few years ago, which had with the Tomorrow People featuring 4 powers, which is telekinesis, telepathy, the ability to freeze time, and teleportation. Now the three sisters in Macy, Mel, and Madison have 3 of the 4 powers: telekinesis, telepathy, and time freezing. So that's a resemblance there. That immediately came to my mind way before Charmed came to my mind, because of the 3 T's. So that's an issue there. But otherwise, I like the fact that it's with Charmed, with the original series, it started off for the girls already kind of being established in like their careers and stuff, or kind of starting off in like their jobs. Piper was a cook, and Prue was at the auction house, and Phoebe was just coming back home and trying to figure things out. With these 3 sisters, it looks like one of them is still going to be in school, so that's going to be great. One of them's in their mid-20s, so Mel, and they don't tell whether she's in school or not. And then the other one is working in a school after getting her PhD. So it's like, it's definitely featuring a time in a person's life where they're trying to rediscover who they are. And now within today's day and age, a lot of people don't really know what they want to do in their 20s. They're still trying to figure out what they want to do for the rest of their lives, or just what type of people they are, whether it's professional or personal. So I like the the age range for this. Now, because of this though, the age range being late 20s, mid 20s, and being 18 and all that, I'm left wondering, why couldn't this reboot for Charm, why couldn't it have been turned into a spin-off that featured Wyatt, Chris, and Melinda Hallowell, Piper's children, at that age? I mean, why couldn't we have the reboot featuring them. Mainly because we've seen shows now that have started that, like for example with Boy Meets World, and then taking the 15 years break, and then having Girl Meets World, which includes the next generation of the characters of Boy Meets World. And then you also have That's So Raven, who just recently did the same thing with Raven's Home, having the main character being the mom in the spinoff. So like, I don't get why the same can't be done for this reboot, because we already know Wyatt, Chris, and Melinda. We know versions, or we don't know Melinda. We know versions of Wyatt and Chris based off of a different future timeline. Now, why can't this reboot focus on what their new timeline is going to be about? Why not show Wyatt in his why not show Wyatt being the late 20s, Chris being in the mid 20s, and Melinda being just fresh into college? And then, since they already know about the powers, have them deal with how they're stepping into this new stage of their lives with their powers. Also being the fact that they are more powerful than their mom and their aunts. They're the new charm ones. And then with that, you also have Phoebe's kids and you have Paige's kids. And altogether, these 9 kids could form different versions of the charm ones, theoretically speaking. So it's like, I would, even if we don't even get the original characters, like while I would love to see Wes Ramsey and Drew Fuller come back to reprise the role of Wyatt and Chris in adult form, I get it's been 10 years since they've done that. So I would be okay even if they had to recast the characters for the regular basis, and then maybe just feature them if a future version of them came back. Even the same with Piper, as much as or the other Piper and her sisters. Even just having the character and having that story continue with the character, while I would love to see the original actresses playing them, I get that it's been 10 years. It might make a difference. But I'm more invested with her children and what could possibly stem from that, and just seeing how their powers could grow. How do they deal with powers, especially when they grew up having powers, when the charm ones didn't have that luxury, or they didn't have that experience. And also in the fact that how is the family dynamic differ when it's 2 brothers and a sister instead of a sisterhood forming the charm ones. It's just, I personally would have preferred the reboot or the spin-off focusing on the next generation and continuing the story from where the original series had left off, than trying to recreate the original series, yet set in the present day with all the present day issues that we now have with technology, social media, and all that stuff, and then adding the new magical element to it. So that's just my thoughts. But what did you guys think of this new development? I definitely think the redeveloped script version they released is a hell of a lot better than the prequel idea they had last year. But I'm still on the fence about it. I definitely read a lot of stuff that I probably shouldn't have if I'm the show me, don't tell me type of thing. But I'm still wishing that they had just done a spin-off continuation like Boy Meets World did with Girl Meets World, and what Raven's Home did with had done from That's So Raven. So I wish the reboot featured Wyatt, Chris, and Melinda. But what do you guys think of the new news? What do you guys like about it? What do you wish to see? And what do you think about my idea of the reboot being a spin-off from and continuing the original storyline on? Please let me know in the comments down below. Love to hear your own thoughts, theories, and opinions about that. Would you even give this reboot a try? Thumbs up or not about that. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, check my other videos if you haven't done so already. If you want, check out my Tumblr. The link for that is down below. The original Charm series has its own page there, so go check that out. It's also connected to WordPress, which has everything I post online, so it's a little more organized, but still in progress of being uploaded, I guess you could say. So there's that. But otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your patience. I hope you come back and check out my other videos, and maybe I might do another Charm video in the future if more news pops up. But until then, guys, this is Mel. Wishing you a great day, great week wherever you are. Bye for now.